We're only up to number 9 and we haven't even started. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. Whosoever rejects Tauhid and believes in Allah, then he has grasped the most trustworthy handhold. What does Tauhid mean according to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab? According to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab, not just a definition. His definition could be, it definitely is his time. But his definition is very accurate. What does Tauhid, or how did he define Tauhid? No, that's Ibn Jarir al-Tabari. Anyone who arrogates to himself a position, a place, a status that befits only Allah. That's Ibn Jarir al-Tabari. I'm talking about Ibn Abdul Wahab. How did he define Tauhid? Did he not categorize it into 5 divisions? 5 divisions, we've all forgotten these divisions. No one knows them, not even one, half of one. Before that, Zaki, I'll get to your question inshallah after the answer. There were 5 sections that Ibn Abdul Wahab talked about when he said this or these are the heads of Tauhid. Iblis is the first one, definitely. He is the Tauhid. Number 2, anyone who is worshipped and is pleased with that worship. Because Isa was worshipped, or is worshipped. Muhammad is worshipped. Is he not? Are they pleased with this worship? No. So anyone who is worshipped and is pleased with this worship. And who was worshipped and pleased with this worship? Fir'aun. Number 3. Anyone who? That's number 4, but acceptable. Anyone who claims to possess the knowledge of the unseen. That is number 4. Number 3, you jump one. I'll give you number 3 and you get to number 5. Number 3 is anyone who calls others to worship him. Anyone who calls others to worship him. And number 5, anyone who rules in other than Allah's law, Sharia. These 5 are considered thaghut. Anyone who does any of these is considered a thaghut. And as Ibn Jarir put it, beautiful Tabari, he nicely put it, anyone who arrogates to himself a position that is befitting only to Allah. That includes all these 5 and anything else. Na'am, Zaki. Well, that's your, if you want to understand it like that, you can understand it like that, but you got to get it explained. Because you can understand it in many ways. But Allahu A'lam, you're not far off it.
Question is, like I will ask you, example the book Tauhid, in his time or prior time or times after, do they have knowledge and worship someone or have more knowledge within you to have thoughts from them? Say, for example, Kitabu Tauhid and we have Kitabu Tauhid or say, or
well, Ibn Abdul Wahab is only a few hundred years old. We have many books from our righteous forefathers. You've got Imam Ahmad, Kitabu Sunnah. You've got the Shafi'i. You've got the Dhahabi. You've got the Sunnah. So many books.
I guess the question would be, why would and similar to now more likely refer to
They did not, no, they did not refer only to him. That is a book that's been placed or made in a very, very comprehensive, professional manner where it's easy to understand. Every single chapter of his, you don't find ever his opinion. Every chapter is what? Qala Allah, Qala Rasulullah. It's so simplistic. He made it so easy to understand Tauhid. You will not find in his book, Qala Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab, ever. And there was a scholar that used to slander, this was in the subcontinental, I think in Pakistan or India, one of the staunch Tablighis or Sufis. He would slander Ibn Abdul Wahab at the end of each lesson. It was his common trait. He was known for this. Before his students, he would slander him, curse him. One day, one of the students who had a bit of wisdom, and he did not know why he slandered him, because he had a book of Kitabu Tauhid, and he found nothing wrong with it. So one day, this wise student presented the Kitabu Tauhid with no cover on it. With no what? Cover. What's on the cover? The name and, you know, the author and so forth. So he took that cover off, and there was no ability to know who wrote the book. It was anonymous, you can say. So he gave it to the teacher, who would slander and curse Ibn Abdul Wahab at the end of each lesson. So he said, yeah, Ustaz, can you please have a look at this book for me and see if it's any good? So the Sheikh took it home, this big Sufi Sheikh, and read it from cover to cover. After a week approximately, he came back with the book and gave it to the boy, the student. The student said, yeah, Sheikh, how did you find it? He goes, Allahu Akbar. One of the greatest books in Tawhid. And the student goes, yeah, Sheikh, this is Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab's book. So the man made tawbah. He made tawbah to Sheikh and said, this is what every single person should be learning. And instead of insulting him and cursing him and slandering him, at the end of each lecture, he praised him and asked for Allah's mercy on him. The majority of people don't even know this man, have not even looked at the book, but all they've heard is this conspiracy that is so flying around so unanimously around every single nation where Muslims exist, as this person is the most evil people on the face of this earth. But if there's anything wrong with his book, tell us so we can learn. Don't slander this great man. Don't slander those who read this book. And all you hear them doing is cursing and slandering. If you really want to advise and help your brother, you don't slander your brother. You teach your brother what you believe is correct. Is this not the way you teach? You advise. Is this not what we were taught in the hadith? Ad-din al-nasiha. That Islam is all advice. So you can see the people who are in fault here, are in wrong. If I have a problem with a particular sheikh, I won't go slander that sheikh. I will take him by the hand and help him if I believe he's wrong, and teach him what I think is correct. And I may be wrong, but I advise him to what I think is more correct. And this is Islam. Not to go out and slander each other and curse each other and insult each other and be entrapped, a victim to this evil conspiracy out there.